Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game number 3 between Faceless and Power Gaming. It's pretty late here in C, but these boys are still ready to play. We are playing for a spot to Los Angeles for the Summit 6, and both of these teams now draw blood, one game apiece. From a best of 5 we go to a best of 3. I am Luminous and I'm joined by Tsunami. You still holding up fine?
You know, I'm selfishly hoping that it doesn't go to a game 5, but I'm sure one of these teams is happy that I'm saying that, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, we're gonna go to game 5. It's gonna be an 85-minute game.
No, no.
Involving
At least
Adusa versus, I don't know.
no. Why must you say these things? At least if I get some amazing clip.twitch out of it, then it's all worth it.
All right. Well, there you go. People make clip.twitch for Tsunami.
The things that I say right, not the things that I say wrong. The things that I say right, such as I don't think that Faceless should pick Drow Ranger again.
They won a game with it.
They won a game with it, but I don't think it was because of the Drow Ranger.
I agree with that point. I think the hero that really suits these playstyle is a Slark, and Black is a amazing Slark player. So I think Faceless should prioritize that particular hero. Because if you look at Power Gaming, they just want to brawl and fight, right? Slark kind of amazing for that. And Power Gaming, it seems like they draft very stun-light lineups.
It does, and they did that last series as well against Fnatic. That just seems to be the types of heroes that they prefer, seem to bias towards more damage, not so much crowd control.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna see things Warlock and Slaughter, and it's gonna be a Power Gaming Drow. So let's see how Lance will be playing it. I gotta say, you know, Warlock and Slaughter is not bad against Drow. In fact, I will say they're quite good against Drow.
Yeah, and I feel like that's very similar. Okay, so game 1 of Power Gaming versus Fnatic, it was the Luna that was picked. Oh, okay, never mind. It wasn't. Oh no, yeah. So Fnatic had picked Warlock Slardar, and Power Gaming had picked Luna, and I think that Luna kind of falls victim to the same kind of lineups that a Drow Ranger does to an extent, which is to say people that can jump onto your hero directly and then keep you in place. And,
Arguably, Luna might be even better because she can maybe have a way to turn the fight around with Eclipse. Drow generally, if you're on her face, she's just gone. Maybe you could make a gust play, but that's pretty much it.
It's true, and both of those heroes I feel are very, very vulnerable in the laning phase as well, assuming that they get hassled heavily. And Ogre, not necessarily the best babysitter, and Slardar is a very, very mean offlaner, as we've been seeing all series long.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a very good defensive support to pair with this. Something like Oracle, maybe. It's been really let through. Neither team has really prioritizing it too much. I guess it's just not a hero
I'm assuming that what Southeast Asia doesn't enjoy Oracle play that much.
Yeah, I guess. The strange thing is that they like Shadow Demon quite a bit more. I know those two heroes are very different. Shadow Demon has a lot more like stacking and late game capabilities with his disruption. But False Promise can just turn the fight by itself.
Yeah, typically I guess I only see Oracle paired up whenever there's someone with good sources of passive regen, or not necessarily passive regen, but just other forms of regen besides just Purifying Flames. Like I'll see Alk Oracle, I'll see Jug Oracle, I'll see Lifestealer Oracle, but I guess a Drow Ranger with just Lifesteal may not be enough.
Well, we won't have the DDZ, excuse me, the Invoker. Last game was paired with a Drow.
Probably a wise ban, but it may be a DDZ Tinker like we saw in game 1.
Tsunami, Rise Dota just tweeted, says, enjoy your casting with Lumi, keep it up.
Oh, what a sweetheart. It's that kind of stuff that keeps me going. It's not all the people in chat who are like, who the hell is this goddamn caster? Can someone get someone else? I don't even pay attention to chat like that, you know? I don't even process it.
Well, chat is like 2K Bobo chat, so don't worry about it.
True.
Do you know what Bobo means?
No, but it sounded very accurate.
I had to ask my girlfriend, who speaks a bit of Tagalog, which is the language they speak in the Philippines. Apparently, it means stupid in Tagalog.
See, now that's the kind of context clue that I knew it was that was the word. It
Yeah,
definitely meant
I
that.
mean, that's the knowledge that the chat is coming here for. What Bobo means.
And I'm here to bring draft knowledge, which
There
is
you
why
go.
I think that Earth Spirit is also an extremely strong follow-up to whatever Faceless has. Who is the Earth Spirit player for Faceless?
I guess it has to be XY, because Nuts is on that Warlock, I imagine, again.
Right. Okay, I figured as much. So then, uh, another hero who's admirable at jumping onto a Drow Ranger. I'm glad that Power Gaming banned out the Lifestealer because there are a lot of vehicle synergy on Faceless. So a wise ban, and I'm curious what Faceless is going to end up picking up as their carry.
And I gotta say, this to me is the first time we've seen a hero that actually synergized well with Fatal Bond. It seems like Warlock is just drafted for the Warlock rock, I
That's
guess.
true.
Like,
Yeah.
this is the first time we've seen a big AoE ult. And, you know, I'm used to seeing Earth Spirit winning a fight in the mid game, like dealing 3,000 damage just by himself. Imagine a Fatal Bond on top of that. Yeah, Drow Ranger is definitely going to have some issues.
I guess one game we did have a Juggernaut paired up with Warlock, but
It's not the
that
same.
game, it's not the same. It really isn't.
Okay. Well, we're gonna see the Bat Rider again. Is it gonna be DDZ? Is it gonna be MTR? I don't know.
DDZ did well. I was kind of giving him a bit of a hard time because I was saying, oh, he didn't have the support of JYC that match. He wasn't able to snowball as heavily mid as he does usually, but still, like, the dude was second place net worth for the longest portion of the game, and it is going to be a Black Slark.
Yeah, I mean, another hero that could get up to Drow's face. Look, if you're watching this series, you know that Drow Ranger is not the hero. At least not the one that's doing well, and I think this is going to be a trend that continues, because I don't know what kind of protection you could give to this Drow. You could give, like, American Secret Service to Drow, and still will not work against Slardar, Slark, Earth Spirit, and Warlock.
This is terrifying as a Drow Ranger because even your one source of, I guess, gap creation, Gust, is not going to be useful against a Slark because it is the most telegraphed spell that, like, a Slark will easily be able to pact mid Gust every single time. And
But
obviously, ground targeted is nice if you get the offensive maneuver, which is, I think, what you were going to say. But do you really see that happening this game?
no, I was gonna say that it still goes through the Shadow Dance. Like, they have ways to actually deal with Slark when he's in Shadow Dance, and we see a Chen. What is this mythical beast?
I heard about some Chen action earlier.
Is this
I
a new
don't
hero?
know- Yeah, see, like, what? I think there's a reason that he fell off.
I don't think Chen's good against Slark, right?
I don't think any of Power Gaming's heroes are good against Slark.
That's why I said they need to pick Slark, because it's amazing against Power Gaming's drafts normally.
I don't know if Power Gaming's has been banning it out previously, or maybe they just, like, Faceless first picked Drow, and Power was like, whatever, obviously that's going to be Black Drow, we don't need to ban out any other Black heroes, but this time, Faceless actually saved a Black hero for the end of the draft, which I think was the right call.
Okay, well. Chen, I wonder what he's gonna be doing. Maybe looking to backstab mid. Slark is gonna be a hard gank. I don't know. I just don't understand this Chen pick. I guess it's just for the push, right? You have a ton of push.
Do you, though? It's just Drow Ranger.
And Chen.
Like that. Yeah, okay,
The
but
new
Chen
hero.
pushes just by Chen. Like, the Drow Ranger isn't enhancing Chen's output, like, at all.
Alright. You heard it here first. DDZ Chen, mid lane. Penitence Dagon. Take me back to 2010 pubs, man. Have you never
Now
done that in
that-
pubs?
I have seen it be done. Battle Chen is a favorite. I don't care how this game goes, I'm just going to play something. But it winning is a whole different thing.
Yeah, I hope that we never see Battle Chen ever in a pro game. So, you know, that never leaks to pubs in wider spread fashion. But
Yeah, it's a definitely slippery slope, but thankfully I think Battle Chen requires at least somewhat a little hint of skill to pull off.
I don't know.
It takes some coordination to hit an item and hit penitence, you know?
Look,
That's 2 buttons.
step one, you dominate the range creep, right? And then you do that like 2 more times, and you just have like an army of last hitting machines. All right, we're gonna see Timbersaw mid. That's gonna be most likely DDZ's hero. You know, that is a hero that you can't snowball on. But I feel like there are tools to deal against this. You got silence from Earth Spirit, you got stun from Slaughter. I don't know.
I don't know if I'm confident that this is a DDZ Timbersaw. I think we could see DDZ Batrider and MTR Timbersaw.
Okay. I think, yeah, the lane will be fine. I guess they could Timber Tray away from Pounce.
Yeah, he's gonna be fine, assuming that, because Earth Spirit's melee, like obviously his stun and silence are gonna be really painful for this Timbersaw to deal with, and also the fact that Earth Spirit is heavily into magic damage, and Timbersaw, I mean, he has reactive armor, but that's gonna get dropped by Slardar, and in terms of magic resist, he's just as good as any other hero.
Sure. I guess I've said this already, but I want to say it again. There are no stuns.
There are no stuns.
Okay. Glad that we got the point through. We're picking Jabs this hero. It's going to be the final one.
Wait, who are there no stuns on?
Power Gaming.
They have an ogre.
I mean, there's not enough.
have a last-
There's not enough
There's
for this
not
Slark.
enough.
Yeah.
No, but then the question is, do you often, because like Slark loves having to go against stun comps. It's not like something like a Storm Spirit where you draft a lot of crowd control and the Slark gets totally shut down. You need to have multiple heroes that are able to both stand up to like ground targeted stuns if you want to deal with a Slark.
Okay. Looks like we're going to go for Faceless. So, or sorry, go for Mirana. Faceless have quite a bit of split pushing capability, a lot of team fight, and a lot of catch. A very well-rounded lineup here for the team. Meanwhile, Power Gaming is just on some next level stuff that I don't know.
They haven't showed me anything yet. It's still Mosin Chen, that doesn't surprise me, and JYC Ogre, that also does not surprise me, and it's probably going to be Lance Drow Ranger. But what about this Batrider and Timbersaw?
Drow off lane, safe lane back.
Oh my god. Yo, MTR can make plays on any hero. Okay, you're right. It is mid DDZ Timbersaw, and it's going to be off lane Batrider.
I guess the mid Timbersaw is going to be somewhat more resistant to an Earth Spirit gank. In fact, sometimes you could turn the gank around. Because normally you do have a couple points into Whirling Death. And, you know, welcome, Earth Spirit, to my tower in Whirling Death. But, I don't know. I don't know if that's the reason alone they put it mid. But I guess it probably is a hero that DDZ is more practiced on. We're going to see the standard smoke that Power Gaming always does. And this is a good time to introduce the players. We got JYC playing Ogre Magi for what it seems to be like the 8th game in a row. Lance playing Drow Ranger. MTR, different hero every game. Gonna be on the Batrider. Mosin playing Chen. And DDZ on Timbersaw.
And for Team Faceless from left to right, we got Jabs on the Mirana. We've got Black on his signature Slark. We've got Nuts on the Warlock. We've got Ice 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 playing the Slardar. And we've got XY onto the Earth Spirit.
Okay. So I want to point out that Ice 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 is one of the few players that still start the game with some sort of Mango or Windlace, either both or one of the other. He ranks these items quite high. It seems like most of the other offlane player has really moved off of it, you know, opting for the Iron Talon, the no skill offlane item, or Stout Shield and Souse.
So that's why I love Ice Ice Ice. Ever since that no ban Zenith game, I knew that this was my boy. And the fact that he hasn't succumbed, I don't know for better or for worse, to what 6.88 offlane has become. I'm glad that he's staying true to his roots.
Yeah, he's a battle offlane, man. Sometimes he wins the matchup. Sometimes he loses Weaver to Sand King. Now let's be real.
Look, I want to see blood in the lane. I don't care who it comes from.
Yeah. I mean, he honestly outlasted the Sand King, but did I do a CS check at one point and Sand King had the highest CS?
Yeah, Sand King was winning, but I guess with Caustic that's to be expected because he can't miss a last hit.
Anyways, I guess it's time to watch Chen, right? Because he's kind of the X factor in this game, which is generally the case when you do pick a Chen. What is he going to accomplish? Whether it's going to be a farming Chen or a roaming ganking Chen, we shall have to see.
If it's a ganking Chen, he's going to have a hard time. Like, Mirana can leap, Slark can Dark Pact, Slardar can just sprint out before any of his creeps get into range, and Earth Spirit can just roll away. Really, it's only the Warlock that he's going to be able to roam on.
Ah, that's why you're not playing ganking Chen correctly. You put one creep in the front and you backstab with a different creep. Leap into my Centaur stun.
If he manages to pull that off in the mid lane, then I'll be amazed.
All right. Well, we need a couple more creeps. And I think one of the reason that, well, didn't really talk about them around the last pick, but very good against Chen. 1 arrow, 1 creep. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, that's definitely true. Very much like a Midas or a Helm of the Dominator. Chen's army just vanishes before his eyes. Doesn't matter how much bonus HP they have.
Right. Especially, like, you know that mid gank I was joking about? You don't even need to leap away. You just arrow the creep. Then you go back to farming.
True. Oh, and XY gonna deny himself to Roche. He had a little too much to drink in the bot lane, I guess.
Okay, well, I mean, he did help Slardar to get the level 2. Which is, I guess, it's time to leave. Nope, he's gonna come right back, but there is a very deep observer seeing this one. I guess you had to have a smoke to drop that ward. We're gonna see a Rowan onto Lance. It does not hit, and they do have a nice Fire Blast here, making sure that he does not get close enough for the stun.
Yeah, and Draw Ranger actually hitting his precision aura very early on. You don't see that because usually heroes have a hard time last hitting when your range creep is dealing extra bonus damage. But I guess at this stage it's not that big of a deal. And the rune gonna get claimed by Earth Spirit.
Okay, and the top one will go to Mirana, picking up the haste rune as well. Well, 2 creeps on Mosin. I guess so far he's just looking to jungle. Normally you would send a Satyr creep mid, for example, to harass, but like we mentioned, not very effective against the Mirana.
No, I guess even though they don't have the strongest push lineup on Power Gaming, the fact that an early mech could come up from this Chen will make, I guess, the sustain much stronger.
Mm-hmm. The other nice thing about Chen that it gives
Another roll on bot. Lance, nice. Gus might be able to turn this around.
Well, or not. Just trading farm.
Taking a lot of damage. These 2 melee heroes, like Slardar is famously menacing, but Dry Ranger is not too concerned because these Earth Spirit rolls just have not been connecting, and it's not like Earth Spirit can take Slardar with him. Slardar needs to sprint into the fight to catch up to a roll.
Roll a miss. They need Gus, and they will land it. The stun will be there, but he's gonna sprint through. The crush this time will hit, and Lance taking way too much damage. He will go down. He did have a salve on him, but didn't want to pop it. In fact, they're going for a little bit more stun coming off cooldown in 2 seconds. It's going to hit. The arrow will follow through, and it's going to be aggressive play here by Faceless Gaming. All right, they will lose XY.
XY is going to go down, but just a kill to the Radiant and no experience handed to any of the safe lane heroes. Really nice rotation from Jabs, and very well played by Ice as well to be able to, like I said, follow up onto an Earth Spirit roll. The first one that actually connected immediately netted a kill on Lance.
So I gotta say, even if they didn't get those kills, they won the lane, you know, 100% already. Even if they didn't get the kills, look, choose a CS.
Uh-oh, MTR might be in a bit of trouble here. Essence Shift is taken, and he's taking a lot of stats off MTR, but he's gonna survive.
He has 6 sticks, so he'd be fine. Yeah, the Earth Spirit rolling in, forcing Lance back like this is creating so much farming room for the Slaughter. He's got 15 CS. When do you see 15 CS on a Slaughter this early in the game? So I say that the lane, even without the kills, has worked out, and of course with the kills, they are definitely doing extremely well.
And even if the Slardar isn't farming, the fact that Drow Ranger is too afraid to get close to the lane in fear of a roll means that you're doing your job in the offlane, and they're going to
Ice.
wrap around.
Man, the crush from the backline's cutting down trees, but he might be a little bit too deep here. The Rowan's going to be good. They will get the stun. They will lose Ice, but again, well worth it as they trade it 1 for 1. This is something I really enjoy about watching Ice. He just uses his Calling Blade / Iron Talon, just cut trees and come out from awkward angles. I think in the first game, oh god, MTR does have 9 stick charge, so he's fine.
Toying with them. Yep. Now XY needs to be careful. The Chen rotation is finally coming in. The Slardar's here. Okay. Screw your gank.
Gus is gonna be there. Oh my god, the damage output, but he misses the last stun. XY's gonna run out. Very poor coordination from Power Gaming, because the 2 heroes went on Earth Spirit, and then Mosin went on the Slaughter, so no kills.
Yeah, Mosin didn't really have the best ganking creeps, especially against someone like a Slardar. If he had a Troll or if he had a Mud Golem, life would have been a lot better. Instead he had 2 Ursas, and now Ice is just gonna continue hanging around this lane because he's got his Tranquil Boots completed.
Okay. Drow Ranger looking to actually go for more of a battle build. Frost Arrow actually being maxed up. You do see player like Febby. doing that. Meanwhile, the top lane, sorry for missing that one. Warlock goes down to a rotation move by DDZ.
Yeah, it is high points in Frost Arrow from this Drow Ranger, and that's because of this Chen. They really want to make these ganks happen. Ice on the run, but he's so damn tanky. Mirana ulti used, and I don't see any detection on any power gaming.
Courier bait? Question mark? No. Yeah, Moonlight Shadow.
Moonlight Shadow might be used offensively against DDZ here as well. Too tanky.
Yeah. I think DDZ and Jabs was fighting over the room when the Moonlight Shadow happened, so... but
okay.
Slaughter finds an Invis. I don't think DDZ will expect this one. Leap Starstorm into Arrow. Could be an easy kill. There you go, Sprint being activated. Leap Starstorm. Oh, no. The second one actually went to the creep. That is super unlucky, and now DDZ's out of there.
Ah, man, that should have been a kill on Timbersaw for sure. Jabs... I'm surprised that he didn't start moving up sooner once Ice got into position. He didn't really need the leap because Timbersaw, I mean, what's he going to chain to? He is actually maxing chain, but you're still in the mid lane as a Timber. You don't have access to quick escape routes.
Leap is still on cooldown for a second, and that means Jab in a lot of trouble, but Tower is helping out. Chakram's going to come through, leaps to the back, making plays, but reactive armor also. The OS Frog. Meanwhile, Slaughter goes down, and Power Gaming, a little bit kind of tussle back and forth, but they're kind of back in it.
I wouldn't have expected that Chen rotations down bot would have gotten the kill, but even if they didn't kill Slaughter, it's still creating a lot of pressure, and it's making a lot of space for this Drow Ranger, and so they're going to be able to push this tower.
The return of the Chen, where the one gank, you see a 5-6 minute push into the game, but Ice says no. Pour back in and Crusher creeps. Alright.
It might be a bit of a problem for this Drow Ranger farming, seeing as how she did take 2 points in the Frost Arrows as opposed to going for more points in Precision Aura, but I still think it was the right call this game.
Especially with so many melee heroes coming at you, having a second point into Frost Arrow right after a Gust, that second point makes all the difference in terms of applying enough slow to make sure that they can't keep going on you.
Ice. Roaming. Hoping to get a few Chen's creeps, but Chen beats him to the stun. That beats him to both the stuns.
So the one thing about the way that Black plays Slark is that we shouldn't expect to see him in the next 10 minutes. He comes out with a very late Shadow Blade.
What the hell is this courier from Faceless?
What?
Do you see this courier from Faceless?
Where is it right now?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just saw it flying over Black's head. And it's like angelic. I'm not even going to get into it.
It's probably worth a lot of money.
It probably is.
So much.
So what does Black typically build as first item on Slark?
He goes Shadow Blade as well, but he typically gives the safe lane farm to, let's say, Nuts. And he just goes jungle. You see he has picked up the Iron Talon. As a result, he does slow down his farm a little bit. Alright, where's that courier going? Just parked in the mid lane.
You can't even select it. It's like, it's so obscene.
Maybe it's the next level anti-courier snipe strat.
That's exactly what it is. You want to draw too much attention to it rather than not enough attention.
Yeah, no, you can see it, but you can't click on it because it's like, where the hell do you click on it? Ooh, DDZ comes in from the back. I think he's seen, but Tower will go down. Triple Centaur. This is the way to go.
What do you think about this max chain from DDZ?
I think it's good, right? In the mid lane, if you want to survive from a gank, you need max chain, right? Lands. Gonna get stunned.
That's why.
The rock's gonna be there, and Nuts, like I mentioned last game, every time he goes for a gank, he's there with the Warlock ult, and then he is there with the push.
Turning it straight into a push. There's no one here to defend this. I don't think that Power Gaming cares now that they've lost the Drow Ranger. They're okay taking an L on this tower, and there's really good positioning from Faceless if they want to take over the Radiant jungle right now, but it seems they're just going to go straight for the push and try to defend their mid-tier 1.
And this is the danger of having a Chen on your lineup. When you're losing these fights, your army gets killed, and you're done for the next 2 minutes. Black walking up on the high ground, takes a chakra. There was really no way that he was going to die there. Well, things are not looking good here for the Power Gaming boys.
If they're able to trade this tier 1 mid, then it would be pretty nice, because this is a very slow push down bot, but finally, Faceless is going to take it, and There's a Bloodlust on the Siege creep, but that's not going to be enough.
Ooh, JYC TP's out. Arrow? A little bit late, in
That's
fact.
really ballsy. He knew that it was a Mirana TPing, and yet he still went for the TP.
That TP will work against everybody except Slaughter. If you TP immediately as he's TPing, Slaughter has such a quick stun that it wouldn't work versus him. But
yeah, that's probably true.
oh, Lance. Sorry, not Lance. Ice 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 is going to get grabbed here, and looks like the Blink Dagger reveal has been good. They will get Ice Ice Ice. Even though he's making a lot of play without the Blink Dagger, he really needs to get to a Blink Dagger. And MTR, the M God, has already got to his. Easy ports in.
Misses.
Okay, he's fine here,
And
Japs.
he chains right out of a pounce. Oh, it's a damn shame that Jabs' arrow didn't connect, because otherwise DDZ would have gotten killed instantly, and that would have been a really nice kill for Slark.
They do have Hands of God, though, so maybe not. Oh, you see this? Bruh.
What you got from it?
So DDZ was being sent back, and right in the last moment, tethered to a tree. Got bottle refill, got fountain regen.
Snap, I missed that. That is sick.
Bruh.
I hope they keep doing that.
They will keep doing it. I mean, I guess that's one of the reasons you picked the Chen, right?
That's one of the reasons why you also max chain, I guess. Because I agree that max chain mid makes sense because you don't really have the range to hit trees. But oftentimes, Timbers are forced to get max reactive. But in this lane, Mirana wasn't doing enough to hassle DDZ. He got these early kills, turned it into a lead, and I mean, this max chain is showing synergy left and right.
Yeah, Lance now besieging. Arrow will not hit here. Not exactly sure what to defend this. Gus being committed, and the wards looks like it's going to get plinked off. They really need something like a Slaughter to really initiate the fight. Looks like
they have Warlock Golem, and so if they're able to get a good positioning on this Mirana, that they can do some sort of Golem into Arrow combo on a valuable target, that could be sufficient initiation, but that's going to be difficult.
Yeah, I agree. Well, MTR is inching to trying to use this blink and look for more kills, but seems like the target is not really presented to itself. I don't think Power is really good in terms of playing this kind of static farm game, because it's almost a race against time until Black comes out of the jungle with his Shadow Blade, so you better get a lot of stuff done.
If I had to guess, they're waiting for Chen to finish off his mech. And as I say that, Drow is farming camps right in front of his face, so maybe they're not waiting for that. He's still 900 gold away from completing the mech, and I haven't seen a single Hand of God used all game long, so I agree, it is a ticking time bomb, and you'd think with a Drow Ranger and Chen that they would be more confident pushing towers, but they're so tentative right now, even without Slardar having a Blink Dagger yet.
Yeah, I think they understand that if you're sending creeps right in front of the tower, they get, you know, Warlock Fatal Bond, they get Arrow down. It's just not a very profitable push. So, looks like we're going to see a smoke and Moonlight Shadow being used. Lance in a very dangerous spot. He's going to get rolled on. Black coming in with the Shadow Blade as well, but he backs out. And now Lance going to get off a great gust, pushing people back. It's going to be Ice 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 getting initiated on. Ice 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 won't be the first one to drop down, but the rock has been committed. They do get Lance as well. That heal came way too late. Moza will be dropping down to the Earth Spirit damage output as well. Now, actually, he can micro his creep, I suppose. XY is going to get stunned up. And look at DDZ with his damage output. XY is going to be dead. MTR's dropping low. Jabs is staying to fight. I'm not sure if he can actually tank up all this army. He does get the kill, the double kill on the Mirana, but he's so surrounded. Leaps out, trying to port home, but triple kill on DDZ. The first fight for Black, I'm not even sure whether he was in the fight anymore. He just kind of got out of there.
I know he evacuated pretty early on, and Chen's Hand of God did come in late, but that's because he was being controlled by this Earth Spirit so well. XY didn't really mean to roll onto the Chen, he just kind of bumped into him, and he was like, oh, okay, well I can silence you too, that's fine. While the rest of Faceless was going on the Drow Ranger, and I guess Slark just, I mean, all he has is the Shadow Blade. He's not really able to play that hit and run underneath a tower. Was it not a tower dive? I'm sure that Black would have been a little bit more aggressive.
Sure.
But overall, I still think that Faceless is happy with that fight.
Ooh, double damage here from Lance. They're going to go straight into the Roshan. Frost Arrow being peppered onto Roche to reduce his damage output. Chen Creeps, also very good for this aspect of the game. Here we go. Looks like they're going to get it for free. That Blink Dagger is still never coming on Ice Ice Ice.
And there are pings coming out from Warlock onto this Roche pit. The Chen Creeps are kind of migrating around. They're not in the pit, so I don't think Faceless is 100% positive, but they're just going to go for a tower in the meantime.
Huh. Why aren't they in the pit? Not sure. Oh, looks like MTR got hit by an arrow. And that kind of stray hits will allow you to get the kill. I do believe Blink Dagger has been picked up. Okay, XY's. Ooh, it's gonna get stunned up. That's a long stun. Will he survive this? Stuns through. He is silenced and he is dead. I guess they do get a very power timing, right? You kind of just go
I
now.
would gladly trade the Batrider for the Earth Spirit, and if it's a power timing based solely off this starter, then I think it's worth going for, but I think you need magnetized damage if you want to win a fight. It's not going to be just initiation, because Jabs does have his ag completed, so that's a lot of damage, but Lance has an Aegis.
Oh, they're going to Fatal Bonds the creeps, and here comes Ice. The Crush is going to go off, but it only goes for the creep army, and DDZ comes from the backline. Thanks for the initiation, bro. And he just kills you.
What the hell was that angle? I didn't even pay attention to when he managed to get above the tier 2 tower as DDC.
And look at his item choice. Yeah, Crimson. Slark is not going to do any damage. Oh my god, this is a power timing. No Bloodstone, no necessary, because the game is about to end. At least from the perspective of power gaming. They go up to the high ground.
Drought just hit Precision Aura.
Okay, well, they need a little bit of Chen creeps to do damage as well. Here comes the stun. DDZ silenced up. The Rock's gonna get committed. And here comes the double Starstorm. A ton of damage output. Is the Hand of God been used yet? Looks like he has been. And Black's in there. Focusing on Lance. Looks like Lance will go down. He does have the Aegis. Black continues to engage. And looks like JYC will go down as well. The power timing not working here as Black now still focusing on Lance. He needs to run away. Meanwhile, DDZ on the back line taking so much damage. He will also go down. Lance will be dead as well. Gus push back, but not gonna be enough. And Faceless wipes them. Aegis or not, 6 kills. They lose 1.
Earth Spirit's magnetized definitely made a relatively big difference in that game fight. Slark was participating heavily, and so went on Drow Ranger. Her Aegis didn't matter because by the time that she managed to walk out of Pounce, the rest of her team had evacuated halfway down the mid lane. She respawned, could have gone for a TP immediately because it was just Black who was pursuing her. Slardar and the rest of Faceless was going after that Timbersaw, who got one of the most unlucky bashes I've ever seen, that his chain got cancelled by Slardar and he fell. Crimson Guard was doing work early on in the fight, but so much magic damage from the Earth Spirit meant that you're not be able to stand up after the Crimson Guard duration times out.
So if you're power gaming, do you just go right back, seeing that there is no Warlock ult? Because I don't think, especially with the Crimson Guard purchase, you go into the mid or late game well at all. Like, this is kind of an all-in build.
It is, and I don't think that they can even afford to go in for another push because they don't have an Aegis. Tier 3 only got taken down to half, not even, maybe like 3/4. So in terms of chip damage, like, Drow Ranger's not going to be able to siege it because all she has is a Hurricane Pike. It's not that much damage coming out from her right now.
And Black is looking for the pickoff here. MTR in a lot of trouble trying to pour it out. A little bit too late. Maybe if the Hand of God... Nope, it's still on cooldown. So I think they had a little bit of hope of pushing up top, but that hope is now dashed.
Now Moonlight Shadow. Black gonna be prowling for some more kills.
Courier also dies. Ice picks up a freebie. And you could quickly see, as soon as the starter picks up the Blink Dagger, a lot of this map...
TPing out top. He gets out, barely. Oh, DDZ spotted out. He doesn't have mana for chain.
Oh my god, suddenly 3 heroes popping out of nowhere. DDZ is also dead. I don't know about this draft. Whatever timing they were aiming for, it's past and gone in my opinion. Because I think Faceless has already enough items as well as enough time. They have no answer for the Slark. They have no answer for the Moana with Ags. I don't see how Power Gaming could win this game, but I would love to be proven wrong. Let's see what they could do.
Committing to the Crimson Guard on Timbersaw is definitely a game-defining moment for Power Gaming because he was clearly the biggest space maker.
Oh no, MTR is gonna get crushed again at the exact same spot he died. Arrow did not clip, and he wants to go back in, but ooh, the damage output is severe. Nuts going for the kill with the Shadow Ward, commits the rock for it. He gets it. Nuts says no problem. Gematrusa hits the deck. Somebody for the love of God pick it up. And that shall be it, but you know, Ice thinks about coming back in.
Yeah, he wants to.
Arrow.
Jabs goes for the arrow, gonna miss. I didn't think that MTR would feel so confident going back in because yeah, he did have the gem, and if he had dropped it a little bit more out of position, like whenever he was going back in after Slardar crushed him, that would have been a massive loss for Power Gaming. But he only basically trades his life for a golem, so I think Power Gaming's okay with that.
Yep. In fact, I think that's maybe even good for Power Gaming. Long ult and cooldown, you respawn, you go right back top. But look at bottom lane. The split pushing has begun here by Faceless. Tower is forced to be lift up. You do have the Draw Ranger, so you do push quite quickly. But speaking of this Draw Ranger, Lance is on food stamps right now. He's got nothing.
Yeah, he's been getting bullied in all these fights. He hasn't really been finding the room to farm because he's terrified of this Slark showing up.
Okay, here we go. Once again to the high ground. We got the Alpha Wolf for a little bit of aura. But maybe not.
Well, we got round 2, and Faceless is in a much worse position in terms of like positioning now than they were in that.
Ooh, they got jabs! Can they burst him down? But Ice is already there. Jabs is gonna be absolutely fine. MTR needs to disengage. They do get XY though, so no burst damage output. Nuts trying to get some spells on the high ground. The arrow gets blocked by creeps. They get 2 quick picks. Black needs to jump back here, and I guess this is the timing. Okay. What? Did you see that Fatal Bomb plus double Starstorm get on my base? Alright, and out they go. They cannot sustain this push. Black, okay, he wants to go back in, and there you go, Hurricane Pipe, but Ice again! Japs goes back in, and the damage output is so much! Alright, never mind, retreat, everyone get out of here. Oh, DDZ, okay, he gets a kill, that's a double. He will die. Alright.
What the hell just happened?
Did you see that Fatal Bond? Question
Okay,
mark?
never let me doubt Fatal Bonds ever again. 5-man crush, 5-man double star storm. Yeah, okay. I guess it can be a pretty good spell given the right circumstances. My God, that was a lot of damage. And did anyone buy back? No one bought back. So that was just really good positioning by Faceless. Ignore what I was saying earlier, I guess.
I mean, Warlock died before anything of that happened. I was like, oh, Warlock died, so there's not going to be any damage from him. But Fatal Bond was obviously cast before that. Holy crap. And that fight, there was no Earth Spirit in that. So it could get even worse.
That's true. Earth Spirit was taken out very early on, and that's what I thought was going to be the signal for Power Gaming, and they thought that as well. Like, this Timbersaw was just like going up and down on the tier 3 area, slicing up everyone who came in the vicinity, but as soon as he went a little bit near his team, Ice saw the opening, went for the Ravage, and my God, so much damage.
Well, can they go again? They're thinking about it all. JYC gonna get caught out. He's gonna bloodlust himself, but the sun's gonna be there. Like an army of rats, they come out of every hole and they bite you to death.
I like this Blink Dagger pickup from XY, even for, you know, I guess pickoffs like that, but once he's able to blink into these fights, Magnetize is a really hard spell to get started. Once you get it started, it's very easy to chain it outwards, but hitting it on that first target is so difficult. With the Blink Dagger, like, he doesn't need to commit as heavily as Earth Spirits usually do whenever they want to put a Magnetize, and we just saw how good Fatal Bonds is, and like you said, that wasn't even the full potential.
Alright, DZZ will try to make the best situation out of essentially no situation, putting his team on his shoulder. But split pushing is not going to go well against Faceless. Faceless scales better, they got better late game, and they got better initiation as we've seen, so I don't know what the Power game plan is. Every time I doubt them, they make something happen. So can I doubt them again, and hopefully they make some plays.
I give them credit for their sieging capabilities. Even though this Drow Ranger is very, very poor, she's still managing to, I guess, stay alive when it matters. Anytime a fight breaks out full on 5v5, Power Gaming gets ripped to shreds. But if they can avoid those engagements, they do well. And this Ogre...
Oh, caught again.
Wrong place at the wrong time.
Teammates hanging. Yep. Alright, we're good.
So I'm gonna say like 5 essence shifts, maybe 6 that Black's gonna get off this Ogre. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, that was close.
That was close.
He almost made it out. Oh no, Lance, get yourself out of there. The pounce hits. And the arrow gonna get on target.
God.
Yep, jabs coming in. Laying out some
This
damage.
game went 0 to 100 real quick. My god, I did not think that Faceless would be able to put a high ground of their own just mere minutes after they were getting sieged.
Okay. Alright, MTR dies. There's a buyback from Lasso, so let's not count them out just yet. Here comes DDZ, look at the damage output, that's a double kill. And now they're gonna keep on chasing Lasso, going forward. Gem hits the deck here. Maybe they'll take their win now and go back, but no, it's gonna be Jabs going back. He's going in hard, but pushback. Jabs might be initiating a little bit too hard. He will go down, earn, and Fatal Bond getting the last tick to the Drow Ranger. And now DDZ, one versus the world, going for nuts, not gonna get the kill. Black jumping out. Can we get the kill? No.
Protection.
Alright, they defended, but it was a costly defense. Die back on the Drow Ranger. And they didn't even kill Black.
I'm starting to wonder what this game would be like had DDZ gone for Bloodstone first. As it is, the series, both matches, the previous one and this one, DDZ has been impressing me every step of the way, and I was giving credit to how much JYC was helping him, but I mean, DDZ is just a powerhouse on his own. He has the Bloodstone now, and you're seeing against this Slardar, against this Earth Spirit, these strength heroes are getting obliterated by this Timbersaw's damage. And now that he has 15 Bloodstone charges, that's going to get higher and higher.
Well, unless he dies, which quite possible.
Which is going to be difficult because right now Black and Slardar are both interested in killing this Drow Ranger. They're not able to catch up to this Timbersaw even. Maybe with an Aegis, Black will be able to do both, but it's still going to be a challenge.
Well, Black grabs the Aegis like you said. I imagine the next item he's going to be going for is the Eye of Scotty. Pretty standard transition. Helps you to keep the Drow Ranger from running away.
And does tank him up substantially as well, meaning that he'll be able to stand in front of this Chakram and not be too concerned.
Ooh. Timbersaw has Axe right now. So, one thing that was lacking from Power is damage. I mean, DDZ is doing all of the team's damage. I guess he'll do a little bit more on top of that. I thought he was going to go for some sort of defensive item like a Shiva's Guard, protecting himself versus the amplified damage, but that's not the way to win, right? That's not the DDZ way.
The best defense is a strong offense, and so more damage, especially pure damage against this lineup, and ground-targeted pure damage against a Slark is invaluable. 2 Chakrams against a Shadow Dance can make a big difference.
Alright, Black, Hunt, with his Silver Edge turned on. This is Black we're talking about. He's not diving behind the tower. He's gonna wait for his team.
If they had a little bit more aggressive vision, then maybe.
Alright,
But he's the sole sieger on his team.
yeah, Jab's
Man, is
using
he playing it safe.
Jab using these
God.
Chen creeps as practice for arrows. MTR looking for one. They see nuts. That's gonna be the target. That's a good one at that. You gotta burst him down. Double chakram, quick kill. Well, time to get an objective out of this.
This Warlock ended up with a killing spree. I don't know when that happened, but
Fatal
shout
Bond,
out to
dude.
taking... Oh, right.
Probably got some from that one.
Probably.
They need to push hard now. 50 seconds. I mean, Warlock, I imagine, has buyback. No, he doesn't. Okay.
He does not, but even if he did, I don't think he would be willing to spend it.
Yeah.
30 seconds isn't that long, and
Well,
the more important thing is that DDP has managed to get himself 16 Bloodstone charges, and that's just going to start racking up.
oh, dude. I love the meme that's going on Twitch chat right now. I just looked over. The name is
Tell me.
Bond. Fatal Bond.
Oh,
That is so
man.
good.
It's not often that Warlock even sees any play, so the fact that Twitch chat was able to pull that one out in
Yep.
the span of, what, 5 games? I'm impressed.
I mean, it's been like 2 weeks going on. I'm just impressed that Bobo Chat has done something correct for once. Shout out to Bobo Chat. DZZ, still 1,400 gold in the bank. Shiva's Guard next, or are we still gonna go more hardcore?
I think a sheep stick would be like a nice middle ground between defensive and offensive, because if you can kill Black, then Faceless is gonna just fall to pieces, I think.
Well, they still got Marana. They still got this, Earth Spirit.
Oh, they've got a shotgun Marana now.
Yeah.
They do have those heroes, but Timbersaw is crazy tanky. Dude has 2.6k HP and 17 armor that Slardar is not going to be able to do very much. All this Slardar has is a 4-staff Blink Dagger, and he's working on, I'm assuming, a BKB, but maybe an Echo Saber.
Ooh, arrow.
Out, DDC.
Alright. I wonder if the rest of Power should be aggressively split pushing instead of... I mean, just let the Timber defend, right? He could definitely chop down the creep wave.
Yeah, but the only tower that's exposed right now is the bot tier 2. All the other outer towers are taken, so they can push the lanes in, but like, what good is that gonna do you if you can't actually take a tower?
No, that's what I mean, but precisely, you do push the lane in, because sometimes you do find those random picks, and Lance might be picked here. Okay, jumping back in, Black focusing on Lance. They do have the last of the Rockets committed here. Fatal Bond on a couple heroes, mostly on creeps. Black is going to get 1 kill. He's now looking for MTR, now going to JYC. JYC gets arrowed. MTR gets a grab on the back line as well, so he's definitely going to go down. I say that MTR still looking away. Black still now working for more. He sees Moza on the right. He jumps for him as well. That's going to be a kill. Triple kill on Black, looking for 4. He is not going to get the 4th one. Whereas DDZ, he's being fought by 3, 4. He is also going to go down. Well, I think we just witnessed perhaps the last team fight because even our savior, DDZ, wasn't able to carry.
DDZ was able to basically 1v4, but unfortunately it was a defensive 1v4. He was just able to stay alive 1v4. Black, on the other hand, was 1v4ing and getting kills, getting more kills, and now all of Power Gaming are dead, and Black has 21 Essence Shift stacks right now.
And we're going to focus on the melee racks, and because, like you said, the Essence Shift, they are able to get multiple stacks, but DDZ's back. He's coming on the back line here, going on Ice. Not going to get the first kill. He is lit up vision being granted, minus armor pertaining. He will get away. It's a long chase, and Ice might blink to his death. No, he is going to be fine. DDZ will be dead. Did not activate the Crimson. I don't think it would have mattered, but...
So you had suggested the Scotty for Black, and I was thinking whether it was the right call. He ended up going for a BKB, and I think that made a big difference. He was able to basically frontline all of Power Gaming and not having to use Shadow Dance, because a lot of the times, whenever a hero does go, Slark does go into Shadow Dance, you're okay being like, well, let's just run away and kite him. But if you can see him in BKB, you're like, well, we need to kill him before he goes into Shadow Dance. But he had an Aegis. He had Shadow Dance unused until basically diving tier 4s on the Batrider's MTR, so I think this BKB was the right purchase, and I think this Basher is a good follow-up for it.
I think largely he also got it for DDZ, right? Like, he's really the only one that could have any damage output onto Black, and BKB just nullifies that. Lance on the front line. He is going to get caught again. Ice. Been on point the whole game. He will find Lance again. And look at 3-shot. He is dead. 18 Essence Shift stack. Is that it? Felt like there's much more. He kicks Mosin into the base. Maybe that actually helped him a little bit.
Yeah, I think it was that amp damage from Sora that made that first attack with the Silver Edge break be so heavy looking. But, I mean... Don't get it twisted, Slark is dealing a ton of damage on a Drow Ranger at this stage of the game.
Roll in silence. Black is in the base. Penitence is gonna ward him away here. Hero will find an MTR. By the way, DDZ has went for a Blink Dagger. So, I guess that's going hard, right? You jump to the back line and try to cut people down.
Yeah, the problem is that while he's jumping in the backline, Slark is jumping in his team's backlines, and I mean, Timbersaw, like I said, he's able to tank a lot of damage, but he's not able to deal with
JYC gets arrowed. He is gonna be dead. No, he's still alive right now. Hanov keeping him. He's gonna get sent back to the base. And look at DDZ doing so much damage to Black, forcing him to go into Shadow Dance. Looks like he will be fine, but XY gets Jules up. Whirling Death will get the kill. No, Timber Chain just as good. So perhaps a little bit overcommitment for the Ogre. Got themselves in a little bit of trouble here, and Power Gaming will defend.
Yeah, that was unnecessary. They could have just gone for the tower with Slark, but not too big of a setback. You'll take it, and especially because you can probably wait until the next Roche. There's so much map control from Faceless that they can stall as long as they want. There's no rush.
Okay. Arcane Boots, so I guess Octarine is the next choice?
Either that or an Aether Lens, but it's probably going to be Octarine.
Yeah. A little bit too late for Aether Lens. Oh, Courier! He might... Is he okay? Blink Dagger on Timber. But no stun.
Ice has a BKB completed now, so even if things get very hairy, he can just get out.
So I don't know what exactly Power Gaming is fighting towards to, because you can win as many fights as you want in your base. The creep waves are never really pushed, and even if Power Gaming gets, like, let's say a 3-man wipe, they can't actually go to the other side and take objectives, so I don't know.
This Drow Ranger has not been able to hit critical mass quick enough. She got shut down too heavily, and I mean, DDZ is doing an exceptional job, but he can't carry the team by himself, and Lance just hasn't been able to find very much, and even now, like, he doesn't feel confident farming because of the constant presence of the Slark.
Yep. Also, I believe this is the first game that we see MTR just being ultra silent. Like, look at his net worth. He's got nothing.
It's true. I wouldn't have been surprised if during the drafting phase they were planning on it having be a DDZ Batrider, and they just got railroaded into putting MTR on it once they picked this Timbersaw. But it's been a tough game for him. Obviously, Batrider against Slark, it's always a tough game. There's so much mobility on Faceless. Earth Spirit has a Blink Dagger, Slardar has a Blink Force, Warlock has a Force, Mirana has a Blink Leap. It's very difficult for this Batrider to find anyone, so I don't fault MTR too heavily.
Well, in exchange of the Roshan going towards FL, Power Gaming will get the positioning of the creep wave up top, and they're smoking for a fight. Could be big if they could grab one to start things off. MTR is he going to start things off with Firefly? Yes, he will. He finds one jabs. They need to burst him down. Do they have enough? Double shotgun being committed, and he's not dead. He's alive, and now the rocks are coming down. Fatal Bond on a couple of heroes. JYC is going to be the first one to die. And I think this fight is just over. Lance gets found. BKB up. Oh my god. Magnetized onto 2. Look at the damage output. Okay, Sandbag keeps him alive. DDZ maybe will survive from this. No way. They have Abyssal Blade. They got Black on him. So he's also dead. And that shall be it.
No suicide. 5 Bloodstone charges on this Timbersaw. For as admirably good of a start that DDC had early on. It's showing that as a Timbersaw, you can't be at one position. You can only do so much with the items that you have, and you need someone to follow up, and just Lance has not been able to do it.
Ice, 3-man crush. Nope, make it 2. Nice defensive force that. Mosin looks like he will be the one going down. Black, though, on the back line, finds Lance. That's 1 kill. That's a takedown coming out from Mirana. Now we're just styling, and we're going to see MTR being zoned back as Mosin falls down. Nice blink away by MTR, but I do believe FL will force the GG, and game 3 will go to Faceless.
For the viewers out there, I want you to see that that was an excellent example of discipline coming out from Faceless. They got that team fight won at their top in their jungle, and they made their way immediately down to the bot tier 3, where the team would the Radiant team was expecting them the least. Immediately got a kill and turned it into a victory. Really clean from Faceless.
Yeah. And I gotta say, Drow Ranger is a trap. Don't pick it. Or at least not banning out, you know, the Slark. Slark is the issue here. Hopefully, we're gonna see better picks here from Power in Game 4. And now Game 4 is, you know, match point. We can see Faceless going towards Los Angeles, but we'll have that discussion a little bit later on. Game 4 coming your way, guys. We'll be back.